record this. I have no idea. This is 3.5. Marissa, would you remember what number it was? Do you remember what number problem that you emailed me? 11. 11? Okay. So this is question number 11. This is a multiple choice, which means you just hit similar exercise until you finally get right. Yeah, pretty much. All right, but if you want to know how to work it, so this is R equals 3 secant theta. And yes, Andrew, if you want, you can change them to x's because you apparently don't like thetas, I hear. All right, so if I take the derivative of this, as I can see, this is a product rule. So I'm just going to throw the 3 out front. I'm going to take the derivative of the secant, which is secant tan. So secant tan. And then I'm going to leave, hello, where's my eraser? And then I'm going to leave the cosecant alone. Plus, now I'm going to leave the secant alone. And what's the derivative of the cosecant? Minus cosecant cotangent. Okay, and so, well, parentheses are just getting better and better, aren't they? And so that's it, I'm done. But that doesn't look like any of the answers in my math lab. So in my math lab, what you have to do is change all of these in terms of sines and cosines. Okay, so secant is 1 over the what?
1 over cosine.
Cosine. And tangent, sine over cosine. Cosine. And the cosecant?
1 over secant squared. 1 over
Sine. The easy one. And then let me go ahead, I'm going to distribute this minus sign. So minus secant 1 over cosine. Cosecant 1 over sine. I even wanted to put an X there myself. And then cotangent cosine over sine. All right. All right, so now we just look to see if we got some kind of nice things happening here, which we do. And so this equals 3 times 1 over cosine theta times 1 over cosine theta. Minus, are you dying on me, Sarah? Are you dying? Okay. Because I'm not sure I'm equipped to hide the body, although there is a military person in here. That probably could help me.
You're a gas bathtub and a hacksaw.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't record. We're now recording. That's fine with me, okay? But the problem is if I give you a multiple choice test, then you've got to figure out all this good stuff out. Again, I know I told you guys last time. I'll tell you again. If some of you weren't here, like Jonathan, you weren't here last class.
I was hunched over trying not to puke.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So my plan is I'm going to give you all the theorems that you need, okay, because there's 8 pages of them, from chapter 3, and I probably will give you an identity sheet, but only the identities you need, okay? I mean, because for some of you, you may not even have these memorized, 1 over cosine, stuff like that. And then I'm going to allow you 1 page of your own. Is that what was your question?
No, thumbs up.
Oh, thumbs up, okay. Because the reason I allow you 1 page of your own is some of you like your own notes, right? And you're like, well, I'd like to have a problem, like this. And you can do front and back, so magnifying glass, right, really, 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 really small. Yeah. All right, so there's that one. Then this nice gentleman comes to my office today and says, the math lab screwed me, basically. So 5, hey, we got X's now. Tangent x plus secant. I don't suppose you remember what question number this was.
Yeah, it's 5, I think.
Number 5? Okay.
And this was like the second or third example it gives.
I'm trying to get my parentheses going right here. Tangent x minus secant x, close, close. So it's 5 times all of that. All right, I'm sure there's many ways you can work this. What we will do is we will work it the way he showed me that my math lab showed you how to work it. So that way if you're kind of confused, you have something to go back and follow. So go ahead and multiply this out, meaning you're going to have tangent squared x minus secant squared x. So all we did was just multiply. It's like your a plus b, a minus b, whole deal. And then they broke this down into tangent x minus secant, I really need to do that, x secant x, gone parentheses crazy. And so now you have 2 product rules, okay? Again, I don't care if you know identities, you use identities, you have different ways of doing this. I kind of like to do the way my math lab does things because that way you have something to go back and look at. So here we go away with derivatives. And I have to commend you. I like that he does this over to the side. And so this way the derivative of the tangent is secant squared. And then the derivative of the secant, the tangent.
Wait, no, secant x.
Tangent x, there you go. Because we're going to need those, okay? So not bad to have over on the side. So going back here, I'm going to do a product rule, which says leave the first one alone times the derivative of the second one, plus leave the second one alone times the derivative of the first one. In other words, it's the same thing because it's tangent and tangent. There's still a 5 out front there. Minus, good Lord, that ain't never going to fit, is it? Let's see. All right, so if I find the derivative of the secant, or leave the first secant alone, take the derivative of the second secant, yeah, that definitely ain't going to fit. We'll just keep making this smaller and smaller and smaller till you can't see it. Plus the same thing again. Secant. Yeah, that worked out good. Secant x, tangent, x. If you notice, that is tangent secant squared, tangent secant squared. That's going to be 2 of them minus 2 of them. It goes away. So you're like, seriously? I had to go through all of that to see. And once again, there may be other ways to do this, but that's your answer. So now you just know if you have, well, no, because it didn't work with the sine and the cosines. I was going to say now you know if you have opposites, because I think he ended up with a cotangent and cosecant, that you're just going to end up with 0. But that would be a Cindy question, show me all your steps, your work, and all that good stuff. So we stopped there. We didn't start the chain rule, right? Okay, I just mentioned it then on that problem. All right, so let's save that, and then I'll just name this in my math lab problem thing. What happened? Shh. No, you're not. What is that, 3.5? 3.5.